But for some people, especially low income, I've been there. If a bill is not what you expect it to be and you don't have that money there, you're overdraft. So now you got 40 or whatever some dollars that the bank is charging you, which you didn't have $40 extra to begin with. When I first started, I was just putting $5 every pay period in there. Or sometimes I pay a little bit extra on each of the bills so that eventually I'll have a month where I don't have a bill. Eventually, it might take a long time, but you get there. You get what I mean. Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm here to do my January closeout, which means I take a look at my spending for the month of January, which was supposed to be a low spend month, meaning that I planned on spending half of what I usually spend on the month, more than half really, and only spend on essentials. So I'm going to tell you how I did with that, show you what I have left in the bank and what I can save from the last paycheck, and then I will go over my pre-payday prep, which means that I look at what my employer is going to pay me on the upcoming payday. I can see that a few days ahead of time. So today I will plan exactly where every dollar of that goes. I am a zero-based budgeter, which means I plan ahead for all kinds of savings, expenses, and spending that I'll be doing for the upcoming next 2 weeks. All right, so without further ado, let's get to it real quick. All right, let me show you the spending first. I'm gonna have to do this in pairs because it looks a mess. It took me, actually this was a lot easier to do than it usually is. So this was January A. I already went over that. In total for January A, things that were not necessary, I spent a total of $4. So I spent $1 on a book. That was for the first 2 weeks of January. And I spent $3 on the vending machine. Okay, so I spent $4 outside of essentials for the first 2 weeks of January. January for me ran from January 13th all the way to February 9th. And here's the part that gets tricky. All right. So, so for the last 2 weeks of January, I got paid on January 27th. That will last me up until February 9th, which is tomorrow. I'm closing out today though. I spent on essentials. I gave a $40 donation. Someone at my job, actually my boss, her husband is really sick. So when she told me, she didn't tell a lot of people. When she told me, I love my boss. She is just the sweetest, nicest person. So I don't want to make a lot of money, but I just felt like we should all get together and give her something. So maybe to help her out. She's been in a lot of doctor's appointments. So I'm like, I was thinking, a gift card. So we gave her a gift card to grocery store, a couple of the other managers, and like one other person who knew. We just got together, the 5 of us, and we contributed to her. So we gave her a gift card, just so she can pick up some things maybe from like Wegmans that she doesn't have to cook, so she can, you know, take care of her hubby. Sweetest person ever. Love her. Definitely have actually been in my prayers. That's what I want to ask you guys. I ask people this all the time. When you say you're going to pray for somebody, do you actually do it? And if you do, like, do you wait till later? I kind of just do it right then and there. And I'm always thinking about stuff like this because I feel like the worst things you can go through are losing your children and your spouses or your parents. I guess anybody, but those things I know are really tough, so I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Anyway, that's where $40 of that went. We also did go to Chili's. Like, it didn't last long. We went 2 days after payday. We went to Chili's. And I went bowling. That was already in the budget, so that was not part of the low spend. I budgeted $65 for bowling. I only ended up spending $43, so that was kind of good. Groceries, we spent $251, and that's part of all the other essentials. Okay, so of that, $147, that didn't include groceries, of course. Of that $147 in cash, $40 was for a donation. $100, so that brought me down to $107. $25 was for essentials, which is not included in the low spend. So we spent $82 for the second pay period of January. With the first pay period, we spent a total of $86 on the low spend month, which I think is pretty good. Let me bring you a little bit closer so you can see that. I know my lighting is not always great, but so I went in ahead and looked to see what I have left in each of the bank accounts. So in the main account, I have $104.74, just to kind of explain all my scribble here. We'll have $104.74 left. 50 of that is for my YouTube giveaway. So I have a buffer in there of $54.74. I am going to transfer a few dollars over to the bill account to get that back up to a $200 buffer. And that buffer, which is why I suggest you guys have a buffer in your bill account. So my bill account is just for bills. Thank God I had a little bit of extra money because my car insurance, since it's time for the renewal month is usually a little bit more. So that's why $4.82 extra came out. It's not a lot, but for some people, especially low income, I've been there. If a bill is not what you expect it to be and you don't have that money there, you're overdraft. So now you got 40 or whatever some dollars that the bank is charging you, which you didn't have $40 extra to begin with. So it can be a slippery slope. I don't care how much you put extra in that bill account for a buffer, put something. I don't care if it's $5. When I first started, I was just putting $5 every pay period in there. Or sometimes I pay a little bit extra on each of the bills so that eventually I'll have a month where I don't have a bill. Eventually, it might take a long time, but you get there. You get what I mean. So you have a little bit of cushion. Very, very, very important, because if you don't have it, it can cause a tornado. Anyway, Sofi checking account where I keep my gas and groceries. I have $24.81 left. That means I have $23.59 left in grocery, and then I had $1.22 left in gas. I filled up my tank and it was only like $48. So total in the bank accounts, I have $324.73. That's buffers, giveaways, and what I can do with the $24.81 that's in SoFi, I'm going to transfer that to car maintenance. Car maintenance has a goal of $185, so I'm trying to put more in there, and that's for inspections and oil changes. I hope that will last me through the year, so I want to kind of just finish and get ahead of that. So what we do need to do last is take a look at what I have left in cash and decide what to do with that. I always feel like I'm loud and screaming in here in my office, but my door's not home, so I guess it's fine. Okay, so essentials. We started with $40, I believe. There's nothing left because I spent $25 in essentials, and 15 of that went towards, the other $15 went towards that $40 gift that I gave to donation. Shopping, we started with $25. That $25 all went to the donation, so the 25 and the 15 made $40. Dining out, we have $1 left because we spent $39. So I just do want to mark this down. Roll over. All right. Entertainment, we have $21.2 left. Because we started with $65. And we spent $43. So we're going to take 22 out. And then miscellaneous, I might keep that in there. Let's see, we'll decide. Miscellaneous has $10. I might decide to keep it back in there, but for now. Child support, which was my daughter's allowance, did not get paid. That $20 was saved in her one of her envelopes. I forget which one. I think it was her beauty envelope, but that's right in the bank. I already took that back. And then this $150 I keep in here in case I need to use any cash that I have at home. So if I have to spend something on health, I will use that money and put it back. That's for anybody that's new. Deposit. This is back to the bank. So this is the $43 that I spent at the bowling alley. They didn't take cash for some reason, so I ended up just using my main account. So this $43 is supposed to go back in there, but I don't want to make another trip to the bank, so we're going to leave that out. All right, so that's what we have. Now let's plan where this is going to go. Let's see. Well, first, let's count how much we have. So essentials, we had nothing. Shopping was nothing. Dining had $1. Entertainment had $22. Miscellaneous had $10. And back to the bank had $43. So that's $76. All right, 20, 40, 60, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 76. All right, so a couple things that I want to do with this. I'm just going to go ahead and keep this. So I'm trying to avoid going back to the bank as much as possible. So we're going to replace this. I'm going to actually keep this $10 in miscellaneous. I know, why did you take it out? But the thing about putting it back is I won't have to put as much as I plan to put in here on payday. I can put less, which means I can save that $10 difference in a savings account. Hopefully that made sense. just keeping that $10. And that'll roll over to the next payday. All right, and then what else do we want to do? We're gonna put, since we planned on putting $60 in dining, I'm gonna put that in now. That way on payday, I'll have $60 that we plan to put in there that we won't have to now. So let's put this $60 in here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, $5, $6 left. We're just gonna put this $6 in our 100 envelope. Let's do that. So I have 1 here. Don't judge my 100 envelope challenge. This is something I made myself with Dollar Tree products. So if you're interested, I show you how to do that. I did make a video with that. So that's $5. I wish I had a $5 bill. Where are you? Okay, so $5 is not full yet, so we can do that. So now, ripped it a little bit. That's okay. All right, so now we can fill in the 1 and the 5 on here. I don't have a deadline for this. I'm just filling it whenever I can. All right, there we go. So I do want to write down where I put everything. So 60 went to dining, 6 went to 100 envelope. Let's see, rollover saved. I have a whole form for this, but I'm just doing it the quick and easy getaway right now because I got other stuff to do. I got schoolwork to do. So, and then outside of that, non-essentials, all the essentials were paid too. I did calculate all of the money that I saved for the month. I saved a total of $1,312.81 in the month of January. That is way more than I usually save. The most I think I've saved in a month is like $800. I think usually I save between usually I save between $600 and $800. So $1,300 is very proud of myself. Let the applause commence. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm very happy about being able to save that much. This pay period, I saved the $501. The $20 for her allowance went to savings. $24.81 from the Sofi. What's left there, that's going to go to savings. And then we saved $501 on payday. The second payday of January. First payday of January, we saved $427. We invested $5, which is also savings. And then I saved my total YouTube income check for $327. I did give that first giveaway that I did for the month. That is included in here, $25 for that giveaway. But that came from YouTube savings. So that's it. So we had a total... Where's my calculator? Let's see. 324.73 plus 76, $400.73 of rollover, which is good. I mean, most of that is buffers, but that would never happen before. That would never happen before. Like when I was living paycheck to paycheck, $400 having from one paycheck to the next is huge. Took me a very long time to get here. My entire journey of, cash stuffing and saving has been on YouTube. So make sure you check that out. Doesn't matter how old the videos are. You can just see the entire journey because a lot of people don't believe, how did you get there and how did you stay focused? Trust me, it took time. But it does grow. It doesn't feel like it when you're only putting $5, $10 in these envelopes, but it does. Trust me, because I never would have thought. I have about $14,000 total together of all of the stuff that I've saved currently. I mean, I'm really hoping to get that to 20K this year, but expenses do come up and I have money saved for those expenses. So sometimes it's hard to keep the money in there. But this year we're doing things differently, so hopefully we will.